When director Todd Haynes was preparing Wonderstruck, he made a startling decision: the character of a deaf girl would be played by a deaf girl. What's more, he hired 7 deaf actors to play hearing characters. Hollywood has a long history of using hearing actors to play deaf characters. Marlee Matlin is one of the few exceptions to that. We learned a great deal about the deaf community and culture, its extraordinary language, and a good deal about its history while making the film, Haynes told Variety. With all the deaf actors on the set, we were surrounded by signing and translators and deafness, which was an invaluable part of the process. The film, scripted by Brian Selznick from his book, covers 2 stories: a deaf girl, Rose, in 1927, who runs away to New York to find her mother, and a boy, Ben, in 1977, who loses his hearing through an accident and goes to NY searching for his father. The kids are played by Millicent Simmons and Oaks Fegley, respectively. To find young Rose, casting director Laura Rosenthal and the filmmakers sent notices to deaf communities around the country, and saw 200 audition tapes. Among the hopefuls was Simmons. Most filmmakers would cast a hearing actress, assuming it's easier, or less frightening. Filmmakers think it's going to be difficult, say ASL interpreter Lynette Taylor, who worked with Simmons. It's not out of a negative attitude. People want to do the right thing, but they are so afraid of making a mistake that they avoid it. There is fear of the unknown. Eventually, hearing people on the set realized it's the same interaction as everybody else: you nod, you wave, you smile. Soon, everybody became comfortable, says Taylor. There were a few adaptations. We had to use sticks striking the floor or flags or waves at times to mark cues Millie couldn't hear, Haynes says. We figured it out and it quickly became second nature. All of young Rose's scenes were filmed with sound, but in post, Haynes opted to not use it. It was a courageous decision, says sound designer recording mixer Leslie Schatz. For those scenes, Haynes wanted to recreate the sound experience of a deaf person. Like many others on the film, Schatz did research. Profound deafness, in which a person cannot hear any sound at all, is pretty rare. Sometimes a deaf person can hear sounds that are big or sharp, thunder and motorcycles, for example, and sometimes they feel vibrations, as in music. Not everything is through the eardrums. Some frequencies are transmitted through bones. Haynes, Schatz and the team wanted non-traditional sound in the scenes with young Rose, so the audience hears a counterpoint to what they're seeing on screen. We tried to create the feeling if you could connect to a deaf person's brain, and find out what they experience, and represent that with sound, says Schatz. Logistically, a hearing actress would have been easier. But artistically, the film would have suffered. ASL translator Taylor cites one example: when Rose falls on the NY sidewalk. A man tries to help her and she points to a newspaper article that's been her guide. Everything is in her eyes, says Taylor. It's the search for information. It's good acting, yes, but there's an intensity in the eyes that reads different from you would get from a hearing actor. Many hearing people in the cast and crew were practicing and employing signing. It infiltrated our days on set, Haynes sums up. It's a film about deafness. And it's a film about communication.